On behalf of American Promise, Kansas City Region, we appreciate you giving us the opportunity to share briefly about American Promise. American Promise is a nonpartisan organization of grassroots volunteers, working toward changing our political environment, by creating an amendment to the U.S. Constitution, to return representation to the people. Our local association was formed so that anyone from the metropolitan area might participate, thus it covers both sides of the state line, and we have Kansas and Missouri members. An amendment to the Constitution would rebalance our politics and government, by putting the rights of individual citizens before the privileges of concentrated money, corporations, unions, political parties, and super PACs. Over the past 43 years, thanks to a number of Supreme Court decisions, corporations, unions, and special interest groups and wealthy individuals were granted the right to unlimited political spending. As a result, the corrupting dominance of money over our political system is, at least from American Promise's perspective, the top problem our nation faces. No matter what issue or issues you may be most concerned about, we feel that the issue of unlimited political spending must be resolved before these other important issues can be successfully addressed. Since 2010, election spending has skyrocketed, with more than $40 billion spent to define the outcomes of federal and state elections. Most of that money comes from less than 1% of Americans. Almost all Americans are locked out of this big money political system. Too many of our representatives are spending half or more of their time dialing for dollars to raise money. Foreign money and influence have infiltrated the election process through corporate subsidiaries and dark money super PACs. Mega donor influence extends far beyond political campaigns as it affects government policy and public perception. Mega money is funding think tanks, lobbyists, academic programs, legal groups to work the courts, advocacy groups, and groups that model state legislation. American Promise has a three-pronged strategy to win ratification of the amendment. First, a decentralized, citizen-led model that emphasizes local nonpartisan action by Americans all over the country. American Promise is leading a state-by-state drive to formally call for the amendment. Second, bringing together citizens to collaborate on content and language for the amendment. AP is leading a multi-year Writing the 28th Amendment program to build national consensus, vetting and driving forward specific, effective language for the amendment and inviting all Americans to participate in the process. The first town hall in this program was held in St. Louis. The strongest consensus language for the amendment will secure rights of human beings over privileges for global corporations and special interests, fair and free elections for all Americans, rights of all Americans to equal participation and representation. Third, vote for representatives who work for citizens, not big money. The major focus in this area is asking politicians, those both running for office, as well as those already serving in office, to sign a candidate pledge. American Promise wants to hold federal, state, and local elected officials accountable to ensure that they represent the will of the people for foundational support through the amendment, rather than doing the bidding of big donors and special interests. In 2019, 11 of the presidential candidates signed our pledge. American Promise is executing a 10-year plan to ratify the amendment. Getting big money out of politics is not a partisan issue, it's an American one. 66% of Republicans, 85% of Democrats, 20 states, and over 800 cities and towns, Support a constitutional amendment to get big money out of politics. Our local group focuses on education and outreach. Since our metropolitan area is geographically so vast, and we have different political leaders in each state, we subdivide our group into teams. If you join us, you could form a team within our group for your area. Also, American Promise National would like to grow additional chapters who could serve our 2 states. If you would like to start a group in your area, contact us and we will put you in touch with AP citizen coordinators. I've already mentioned our candidate pledge program, and are writing the 28th Amendment program. We also have a Business for American Promise program, that focuses on outreach to businesses, to demonstrate how big money in politics affects their ability to compete in the marketplace. With our Cause of Our Time program, we want to engage college students in the fight to help save our democracy. The younger generation has so much at stake. We are eager to speak to any organization about American Promise and the amendment, and we are interested in partnering with any group to sponsor events. We also host outreach events, such as our screening of the PBS documentary, Dark Money, and AP's Democracy is Brewing event, to educate more people about the issue of big money in politics, and hopefully get more people involved in helping us grow American Promise. We write letters to the editors of our metropolitan newspapers, and we contact our state and federal representatives about American Promise and the amendment. We participate in canvassing and tabling events, seeking to inform others about American Promise and the amendment, as well as to solicit support for the resolutions already before the House and Senate. You are all welcome to join us at our meetings. Also, we invite you to join our American Promise Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/APAKCR, and feel free to contact us through our AP email address, apakcr@gmail.com. The American Promise website is americanpromise.net. Again, on behalf of American Promise, Kansas City region, we appreciate you giving us the opportunity to share briefly about American Promise. We have the power to take back our government from wealthy special interests. Join us.